Alright, so guys, from the games that we dropped yesterday, I actually attempted just 24 odd only on first half over. And we all know that in basketball, sometimes if you are predicting games, it is very easy for you guys to see odds that are above 1.50. So I actually attempted these games. I don't think it is up to 10 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 7 games, and I was able to accumulate 24 odds. But unfortunately, one game out of these 7 games messed it up. So I'm going to use the prompt that I used to generate this game, and we are going to look into up to like maybe 15 to 20 games in basketball today. And if you are not on our Telegram platform, make sure that you join so that whenever we post new videos, you will get it on time. Or make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you get notified whenever we upload new content. So let us look into our AI platform and let's see the list of games that we already generated using our prompt on basketball. All right, so let's see.
The first game that we have on the list is actually under the German league. So the second game is also under the German league. So the first game we are going to look into only the first half over or under predicted by this AI because most times I love going for the market options of the first half over, first quarter over, and high scoring quarter over. So these three markets that you guys are seeing happens to be my favorite market when it comes to predicting basketball games. So very soon we are going to start the prompt tutorial on our private class. In case you want to reach out to us through our private class, you can join us through the comment section or the video description. Alright, so we are going to look into these two games under the German League, but we won't go for the first quarter because the first quarter happens to be one of the most dangerous market option in basketball games. Although I love it, but we are not going for it in this particular edition. So we'll be focusing more on only first half over. We are skipping out the first quarter over. So the first game that we have the prediction as first half over 89.5, and for the high scoring quarter it happens to be another safe options in basketball game. The high scoring quarter, it is very safe because you have 4 quarters in basketball. The first one, the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. All right, so for this game we are going for the first half over 89.5, and for the second game on the list, that is still under the German league, but this one is under the German Pro. Hey, so we are going for only the first half over of this game, skipping the other option of first quarter over, and we are skipping the high scoring quarter because most times you won't easily get the option on our bet platform. All right, so let's check the odd allocation for these two games. The first one under German BBL, we have the highest scoring quarter option, and if you guys look at it very well, you will see the odd is around 1.90, very close to 2 odd. So that is one thing about the highest scoring quarter option. And sometimes if you are predicting the first quarter over, that first quarter over is very dangerous, very dangerous. It's a very dangerous market, and the odd value for it is not that very good at all. So for the first half, we are going for over 89.5. Let's see if the bookmakers provide the odd line. Alright, so the odd line for the over 89.5 is actually 1.86 odd, but we have the lowest odd line as 84.5, and the odd is 1.39 odd. Alright, so let's go for that one first, and proceeding to the next game that is under the German Pro. Yeah, we are going for, I think, over 81. Let me check. Let's check if we have the odd line. So the bookmakers are providing us with 84.5 at 1.60 odd. and what we actually have does not align with that, so we are going to skip it. What the AI is predicting for us is very below the lowest odd provided by the bookmakers. Alright, so for the next game, we are going for this match under the Estonia League. So I'll be using different AI predictions for this particular game, and I may not be able to pronounce their name very well. Please kindly pardon me for that. So we have the three options as usual: the over, first quarter over, we have the first half over, and we have the high scoring quarter over. But we are going for the first half over, which is 88.5. The next game is under the Finland League. Okay, so the match between Sigul and Johnson, something like that. And the first half over predicted is over 84.5. So we still have another game under the same league, Salon Vipers against Corey Haight. So we are going to check the first half over for this particular game. So the first half over point is over 84. Okay, alright, so let's check the odd allocation for the game. Unfortunately, the bookmakers do not provide the odd line for the first half of our game under the Estonia League, so we are proceeding to the Finland League. So the lowest odd line that we have here is 81.5 at odd of 1.62 odd, and the predictions that we have here is actually over 84.5. So we can actually go with that 1.62 odd. And for the next game, the lowest odd line that the bookmakers are providing is 80.5, 1.58 odd. And the prediction that we have here is 84, so we can actually go with over 80.5. Alright, so let us proceed to the next list that we have. So we are going back to the Google AI. So here we have our first game under the Iceland League. That is their mains league. The match between Sindri against Selfos. And going for the first half over, we have over 86.5. This happens to be our major market option. And the next game that is actually under the Latvia League, the match between Riga and, okay, the first half that we have is under 76.5. Okay, so the first one over 86.5. The match between Latvia against the opponent, this one is 76.5. Alright, so let's check the odd allocation for these two games. Looking into the Iceland League game first, Sindri against Selfos. The lowest odd line that the bookmakers are currently providing is 88.5, of which is too high, is higher than the actual prediction by the AI. So we are going to skip this particular game. So let's proceed to Latvia League, the match between Riga against Ventspils. So we have the prediction as under 76.5, but the lowest odd line that we have here is 83.5. So we can actually go for under 83.5. So that's all under that. We are moving on to Lithuania League, and that is where we are going to look into our next prediction of first half, and that is the match between Sudova against Neptunas. Alright, so let us check the odd the prediction for the first half. So we have over 83.5. for the first half. And for the next game that we have on the list is under the Poland League. I may not be able to pronounce this name very well, so please kindly make sure that you select the games with care and don't make mistake. So the first half prediction for it is over 81.5. The first game over 83.5 under the Lithuania League, and the other one is over 81.5 under the Poland League. So first half, the lowest odd line that the bookmakers are providing is 77.5, and we have the odd at 1.60 odd. And for the second game, which is under the Poland League, we have the prediction as over 81.5. The first half. So over 81.5. So we have the exact odd line, which is at odd of 1.36 odd. So we are going with that. And that's all under the Poland League. So let's proceed to the next list. So on our next list, we have our first game under the Russia Super League, the match between Dynamo against Kimki. So the first half prediction for this one is under 73.5. So this happens to be another under prediction on the list. And another game that we have is under the Sweden Super Tan. The prediction for this one is first half over 81.5. So we have the Russia match as first half under 73.5, and for the game for the Sweden League. Right, so let's check the other location for these two games. Okay, we have our lowest odd line for the under as under 79.5 at odd of 1.58 odd. So looking into the next league, that is under the Sweden League, we have this one as over. So this one is predicted as over 81.5. First half over 81.5. And what we have here is over 82. So we are going to skip that. Alright, so let's check the next Sweden match that we have on the list. So the prediction for this one is under 78.5. Alright, so let's assume that we want to predict this particular game as under 78.5. We have it at odd of 2.10 odd, but we have the option of going for the lowest odd line, which is under 82.5 at odd of 1.58 odd. Alright, so that will be our last attempt under the Sweden League. Alright, so let's proceed to the next list. Alright, now, so on our next list, we have the match under the Turkish League. That is the match between Manisa Basket against Fenerbahce. This one is under the Turkish League. So the first half prediction is actually over 83.5. And the second game on the list is the first half for that one is over 79.5. That is under the Switzerland League. Right, so let's check the odd line for these two games. Okay, so the lowest odd line that we have is 80.5, okay, at odd of 1.43 odd, and the actual prediction happens to be 83.5 at odd of 1.70 odd. So we are going for the lowest odd line, which is 80.5. And our next game is actually under the Switzerland League. This is where we have the prediction as first half, I think, over 79.5. Yeah, first half over 79.5. So let's check the odd line. So the lowest odd line that we have, unfortunately, the bookies are not providing us with the odd line for the market, so we are going to skip that. And we have 9 games with for this edition we're able to generate 9 games. So we got 43 odds with this 9 games, just 9 games predicted as first half, over, or under. Alright, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe to this particular channel for more daily tips, whereby we'll be talking about our long bets in football in the next edition. You can join our Telegram platform. You are going to find the channel link in the comment section and also in the video description. So we'll be talking about how you can actually make use of prompt to generate games like this. So you can join our private class to get more insight on our daily tips, our daily booking codes, and also step-by-step guide on how to generate your own prediction with AI. Alright, so don't forget, bet responsibly. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.